Well, the Côte Rock, finally, relief has come. The federal government has finally come. They came through in the clutch.
What?
$157 million allocated for Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina in regards to the hurricane victims. What?
Uh-oh.
No, not Tennessee.
Why?
Not North Carolina.
Why?
Not Georgia.
Why?
Then who? What? Lebanon?
Why?
$157 million to Lebanon.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this mother... It's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Of course, this is the weekend edition. Over the last few days, actually this week has been a cluster of epic proportions. We've had Israel going back and forth with Iran, shooting bombs and rockets over each other. But more importantly, we've had a terrible hurricane, Hurricane Helene, ravage through the east and south, leaving devastation in its wake. I did a video, a couple of them, in regards to the so-called relief that has been touted, or should I say, allocated for our own citizens. Most recently, you had Kamala, she is running for president, by the way, anyway. She decided to visit Augusta, Georgia. So she stopped down, to oversee, to take a lay out of the land, and to process everything that was going on. And then she decided to open her mouth and say, hey, you know what? For all you peoples, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, I got you. I got your back. $750. $750 for all your troubles. Yes. While we just, allocated another $8 billion to Ukraine. I'm sorry, another 2.4 on top of it, for military, and over $1 billion, by the way, for illegals, housing them and feeding them and clothing them while you hurricane victims starve and die. That is the federal government in a nutshell right now. And yet, you still have knuckleheads who are voting for this ass clown to be president. It says a lot about you, doesn't it? But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. $157 million. $157 million of relief is coming. Finally, it's coming. But not to Tennessee. But not to Georgia. But not to North Carolina. You know where it's going? Ukraine? No. That'll come later. Lebanon. Yes, Lebanon. They're getting the relief they need for their people because, of course, their people are being devastated right now. But our people aren't worth the flying. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Harris touts $157 million for civilians in Lebanon, while many Helene victims are still waiting for relief. What a bitch. Democrat presidential nominee Kamala "Knee-pads" Harris on Saturday touted her and President Joe Manchin's administration was sending $157 million in humanitarian aid to civilians in Lebanon after announcing just a whopping $750 for immediate needs of individuals of Hurricane Helene victims. Oh, how nice. I'm sure they sleep well in their beds. She even added $157 million infusion would bring the total U.S. support to Lebanon in 1 year to over $385 million. That I did not know. I did not know we already gave them money in addition to this money. Nice. For perspective, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, who's broke ass right now, announced on October 4th they have provided $45 million in disaster relief thus far, 23 million people in Florida, 17 million in North Carolina, and 4.5 to South Carolina. While this is thousands of Americans lose their homes, businesses, belongings, pets, and in some cases family members due to Hurricane Helene's wrecking destruction across the nation's southeast last weekend, they're only getting $750 in immediate aid. Hurricane victims can apply for a range of additional aid from FEMA. Of course, unless you don't have electricity, which means, of course, you don't have Wi-Fi, which means you can't apply, which means you're getting again. Hurricane victims can apply for the range of aid from FEMA. This includes displacement assistance to pay for hotel or motel stay while hurricane sufferer works a long-term housing plan. Like the illegals are staying in hotels right now at your expense. Also available, home repair assistance, rental assistance, personal property assistance, medical and dental to cover disaster-related injuries, funeral assistance, and child care assistance. As of Friday, nearly 300,000 American homes and businesses were still without power a week after the hurricane. More than 220 Americans were killed by the hurricane, with hundreds still missing. Recovery efforts are still underway, and some towns are still cut off from aid, only available to receive supplies via air. Despite this, Harris posted on X, quote, "The people of Lebanon are facing an increasingly dire humanitarian situation. I am concerned with the security and well-being of civilians suffering in Lebanon and will continue to work to help them meet the needs of all civilians there." Oh, how nice. Quote, "To that end, the United States will provide nearly $157 million in additional assistance to the people of Lebanon, you America, and for essential needs such as food, shelter, water, protection, sanitation to help those who have been displaced by recent conflicts. This additional support brings the total assistance for over the year to $385 million. The people of Lebanon face an increasingly dire humanitarian situation, and of course, I've got your back." Americans reacted angrily, and rightly so, criticizing her for being tone deaf and moron and spending money to assist civilians in other countries rather than Americans in dire need at home, basically saying, "America, you." Some commented it would lead her losing the 2024 election, which takes place in less than 30 days. Yeah, I can see that happening. Definitely. Harris' post came after Secretary of State Anthony Blinken posted about the aid to Lebanon on Saturday, which also angered Americans. Bill Malugin of Fox. Absolutely insane tone deafness to post this right now. And now Harris posts the same fucking thing. That's me. That's not Malugin. How fucking stupid can you fucking people be? Seriously. How fucking stupid can people be? Tone deaf is an understatement. Being a moron, an idiot, and an asswipe. That, to be more specific. I'm not even looking at Joe at this point. Dementia Joe is Dementia Joe. Wandering around, not wearing any socks, wondering where his next pudding's going to be. I'm not worried about him anymore. This all falls on Kamala. Knee pad mother. That is what you have. This tone deaf bitch who sits there with a straight fucking face and says, "Here's $750 for you. Enjoy it. Suck on it." While giving hundreds of millions, even into the billions of taxpayer money, your money, my money, to Ukraine, for illegals, to Lebanon, hate to say it, Israel as well. You guys are being left out of this. You guys don't deserve our monies either. Just saying. So instead of protecting our own, instead of being America first, like Donald Trump has been saying for the better part of the last, 8 years, we're doing shit like this. We're doing ignorant shit like this. But then again, when you have the IQ of room temperature as Kamala knee pads, Willie Brown's side piece, what do you fucking expect? And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.